Welcome back to another episode of the Canon on the Boomer Bus channel. I'm your host Terry, and today recapping episode 3 of Loki on Disney Plus. I did not like this episode. I did not like this episode at all. I've seen some people that they were like, well, this wasn't my favorite of the three, or they were like, this wasn't great, but I enjoyed some parts. There's some people that loved it. Some people said it was their favorite. It's got a little bit of a mixed reaction, whereas I think the first two was pretty like consensus, like this is good. Some people thought it was great. They really loved it. Some people was like, it's a good start and they really enjoyed two, but like this one, it's more of a mix. Either way, for me personally, I did not like it. And it was funny because this is something we always do with stuff we like and expectations. We give it the benefit of the doubt. And so I'm sitting there like kind of cheesing until the end credits. And then that's when I'm like, wait, that's it? That was what y'all gave me for the episode? Nothing happened. Like nothing happened. And so there are, some people that will say that they enjoyed the chemistry or whatnot between Sylvie and Loki. Now, obviously, that is subjective. Most of this stuff is subjective. So I understand if they say, I like the chemistry, I like the banter. To me, the chemistry was flat. I didn't like anything about Sylvie. Like, I don't know. She seems so deadpan. And then I didn't think they had good chemistry at all. I actually think Loki was kind of off because Loki's usually more calm collected. And since she was kind of calm collected, he's just more sporadic. And I didn't like that. But I didn't think they had good chemistry. And I thought the dialogue was terrible. The writing was just so bad in this episode. Half this time I'm just like, wait, what? Why are they doing this? What's going on? And so I didn't like none of that. But the part that's not subjective, that is not up for opinion, is that we didn't learn anything in this episode of significance. Obviously, we learned about the hunters or whoever works for the TVA being variants. So obviously that's a big piece, but that's kind of thrown in, just in the middle of a conversation. But other than that, we didn't learn anything. Like Loki, it was so weird because the first episode took so much time to have Loki kind of reflect on his mother and the things he's done and all that. And so it was done really well. And in this episode, we go right back to it like we didn't already just hear it. We know how he felt about his mother, and we know all this. Like, we were learning nothing new. This is just Sylvie it was weird. It was like they thought they focused on Sylvie the first episode, and now it's time to focus on Loki. But in actuality, you already focused on Loki, and now we're focusing on Loki again. We not learn nothing new. Sylvie, we don't learn anything. I think, first of all, I don't trust anything she says. I think she's lying about most of it. And I still don't think she's a Loki variant. Again, all the variants they showed look something like Tom Hiddleston. And, the way she was just very secretive about any information. And it was, obviously they're aware of it because even Loki says in the episode, like, I just told you a lot and I don't know anything about you. And she just continued to not tell him anything. So it was just like, okay, there's something else here. I don't think she's Lady Loki or formerly Lady Loki and that's it. Not really buying that. But yeah, everything was just, a lot of people calling it a filler episode, and I guess I don't know. I don't think a filler episode is like necessary, and so I don't want to feel like, it's okay. It's a filler episode that's bridging us to something. No, like stuff needs to happen. We need to move forward, and we moved like an inch forward in this episode where they are like in this they get trapped obviously at this place where it's a what do they call it? Not a disaster, apocalypse, whatever. And so we get there, and the whole time it's just them trying to find a power source to recharge the time pad, and them not doing it. And that was it. That's literally it. And it was just like, okay, what was the point of this? Now, obviously, we'll find the characters next episode in this situation. But like the whole episode, I was just like, what is the point? What is going on? We don't know what she's trying to do. Loki asks her question. She straight up ignores it. And then he doesn't circle back to it at all. So we don't know what is about to happen, what she's trying to get. All we know is that she was trying to get to the timekeepers. And I've said this last episode, if Loki's trying to overthrow the timekeepers and she's trying to get to them, wouldn't their missions align at some intersection? Because she says she has no interest in ruling them. It seems like she wants to destroy the TVA. But if you destroy the timekeepers and Loki takes over, then whatever. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe she thinks Loki's not worthy of taking over. But I don't really understand where this is going at this point. And then, yeah, just everything. I mean, none of the jokes was that funny. It was just really awkward to me. It just felt out of place. I was just like, what are we doing here? What is the purpose of this episode? I'll go back. I'll say in the opening, we learn that she tries to go into the person's mind, the hunter's mind, and how it kind of works with her unlocking their mind, which is cool. We've seen it played that way before in other things. But I guess for me, a couple things that I thought was right, or that I thought and theorized end up being right. So I wasn't really feeling like I'm learning something new, more so than having it confirmed. And I said last episode, I thought that these people were humans, because she said she wanted to go home and she was saying all that. And she was not talking about the TVA. And so we find out that the TVA people are variants from, Earth. Now, again, why is everything Earth? I don't know. But we find out that they're all variants from Earth. And so she used to, have her own life. And so I, end up being correct about that. And we still got to kind of see what's up with Sylvie, if she is Sylvie, but is she actually Enchantress or not? But I think going forward, we see this part where people are like, oh, her powers didn't work in the TVA because powers don't work there. But if you remember with Loki, nothing really worked. Like it didn't even visually show any magic. And so when she did it, you could see the magic. It didn't work, I think, because their minds, or whatever they did to their minds, it's a different mind. And which is kind of what she was saying when she was saying it took a long time to get into that hunter's mind. Because most of it was clouded. And so I think that's why her powers didn't really work that quickly on that TVA soldier. And, I don't know, maybe that power is different than what she used on B-15 as far as taking over them. I'm not sure, because she was able to do it on B-15. So I don't know. And it might just be a small thing where it actually doesn't mean nothing. It's just the inconsistency. But I feel like because it showed that her magic was doing something, that means that you can use magic in the TVA. It's just whatever they did to Loki or whatever they do to these people when they come in, they can't use their magic or their powers. We'll have to wait and see if it ends up being nothing or something. But it does feel like, she knows the TVA very well. She would know if her powers didn't work there or not. So there's that. And yeah, that's really it, because nothing happened in this episode. I do think the TVA is going to catch up with them. And that's kind of where you see like the Loki for president and everything, because they just kind of give in to their fate and live in this desolate place. I don't know. That's my guess. And then the TVA ends up finding them and it's like, yo, what is going on here? That's what I kind of think, but we'll end up seeing what happens. So it's just not a lot to go on because we didn't learn much. And, I really didn't like the execution of this episode at all. It just felt off when the dialogue was extremely well crafted in the first two episodes. And then it just fell really flat. So, that's it for me. I guess if I was giving this a grade, I would give it like a C-. So that's it for me. Go to the comment section. Let me know what you think. Share it around. Get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe, and remember, if you heard it here, it's official canon.